Welcome to Epic Elite Devil's Details. So not a lot of changes since last time. I wanted to do a high-end quest. This will be the first real high-end endgame quest that I've done, I think, since the balance pass. I've actually been farming this a lot, and so the performance, I'm very pleased with how the build is performing in endgame content. Now with the enhancements, just like I said in the last video, I decided to get rid of consume because I just didn't feel like it was worth it. It was really on the cusp of whether or not it was worth it, and I just decided to go with more charisma and more spell resistance. And I also decided that when I finally do get epic completionist and I get the extra twist, I may twist in the spell resistance Serenity from Grandmaster Flowers. That's an extra 9 spell resistance. That's a display bug. It says 3 there, but it's 3 per tier. And so with an extra 9 spell resistance, I'm going to have 53 spell resistance, and I think that's pretty good. I've been trying to do some reading about the mechanics of spell resistance, but I think that will be pretty beneficial to have 53 SR. Okay. Now I actually posted today on my build post my, what is tentatively I'm calling my endgame enhancement makeup, which is this right here. Again, only changes is the consume. So this is what I think it's going to remain as, unless, you know, there's something I'm not seeing. And I always want to hear from viewers, you know, if you think I'm missing something. You know, like, one of the things I'm kind of questioning is, you know, is feigned health really worth it at endgame? So I'm getting 100% of my charisma score in temporary hit points when I cast a spell. So that's 48 temporary hit points. Is that really worth it? You know, that's 3 action points I could spend elsewhere. But there's nothing really jumping out at me where I want to, you know, I could pick up a little bit more universal spell power, but, you know, that's not very exciting. So I'm certainly open to suggestions. There is one new piece of gear that I'm pretty happy about, actually. I decided to take a critical look at the shield situation, and, you know, I guess one of the things I overlooked is that, you know, the Skyvault Sheild, well, I guess the shield bonus isn't that much bigger on the Epic Shield of Tireless Aid, but what I really overlooked is the extra dexterity and dodge that I can get from going with a large shield instead of the tower shield. Now I want to show you something with the numbers here, in case you're not familiar with how this works. So I'm sitting at 143 armor class, so that's greater than before. Now look at something here. Now you do get the extra PRR and MRR with the tower shield. You lose 10 PRR going to large, and you lose 5 MRR going to large. But I got the mythic +2 on the Shield of Tireless Age, so I'm really only down 3 MRR and 7 PRR. And if I can get the mythic +4, it'll be reduced to, you know, 1 lower MRR and 6 lower PRR. But look here, defense chance at level 69%. I'm only getting 4% dodge, and I'm only getting 4 max dex bonus. I switched to the Shield of Tireless Aid. My armor class jumps up to 143 because I'm benefiting from a lot more dex, and I'm benefiting from 12% dodge that I have now, and that's pretty huge. And my defense chance at level goes up to 71%. So I'm really happy with the Shield of Tireless Aid. If I compare the two, you know, what I had slotted on the Skyvault, which was important to me, was the Devotion 138. Well, the Epic Shield of Tireless Aid has Devotion 150. Okay, and it's got Heal Lamp 20, and it's got the Demonic Shield, that's 120 temporary hit points that can proc. It's got the Healer's Bounty, which is a heal spell that can proc. You put a Sapphire Spell Agility in here, and it gets rid of all of the Arcane Spell Failure. An Arcane Spell Failure on your typical large shield is 15%. Your Sapphire Spell Agility plus 15 removes 15%. Boom. Done. The Ruby of Impulse I'm losing on the Skyvault, I don't really care. As far as I can tell, the only thing that's helping me for is the Everett's Black Tentacle damage, and that's low to begin with, so who cares? Uh, I'm not doing force damage with my blast because I've got Utter Dark Blast, so it's changed to chaotic, evil damage. And then I lose the Spooky Intelligence +2. That's 1 universal spell power. It's not even. It's 1 to Spellcraft, which really is just affecting my light and alignment spell power. I guess, and untyped. But it's not helping my Sonic because that's bumped up by Perform. So I think the Epic Shield of Tireless Aid, at least for me, and I think, take a look at it for if you're doing a similar build, a similar thing, I'm getting a lot more benefit from this. It's awesome. I don't see any other equipment changes in the pipeline other than trying to get the tier 3 on my Thunderforge, and that's it until update 29. But, who knows, maybe some of you watching the videos go, hey, did you think about this or that piece of gear? I don't think this video is even going to come out before update 29. I'm so far ahead of things right now. So I've been farming this a lot for the shield. I would like to get a better version. I actually took this one off of Scary, and just gave her a base version because I don't really play Scary. That was the tune I used in the Druid First Life guide to the build. But I saw another caster. He must be dead already. See, the only thing in this quest that's given me even a little bit of a hard time, but it's definitely, hit me a little bit, is these champion archers. Dancy dancy, no problem. Just like with the White Dragon in Tor, the defenses carry me through. I gotta try to see if I can use Shining Through while helpless. Can use it underwater. Which will have some value, if you're, say, swimming goggles in Abbott. Normally you can just jump and cast heal, but or even if you're running to Outer D-Doors and Mark of Death, but you can hit that if you get stuck under the tiles in Mark of Death. You can hit Shining Through. I've been playing around a little bit more with, casting waves of exhaustion prior to throwing tentacles, but I don't really have anything to report on that. Oops. it's hard to tell if it's making a difference. You can throw the Sleet Storm too, but it just doesn't really seem necessary in most situations. But there's an added layer of crowd control. Sleet Storm is a wonderful crowd control spell, even on epic elites. Just that if your party members don't have freedom of movement, they're going to hate you if you use it. For some reason in this quest, I still can't get it straight, like where all the levers and things are that I gotta pull. I know there's two on, I think there's two on this side, two objectives on this side, and then one on the other. Okay, that's an optional guy. We don't need to fool with him. There's nothing, as far as I know, that drops from his chest. Ah, didn't I just say I wasn't gonna do this? Well, I guess I'm doing it now. It turned around and all these rooms that look the same. This guy seems to be very resistant to all damage types that I'm doing. Here's the other lever I want. Now I think we're done on this side. Maybe not. Well, we'll be able to tell because the signal crystals at the door will be lit. There's two objectives on the side I was just on, and we got two signal crystals lit, so that means we need to get the one over here. Which I think is a puzzle. shrine? Sure. Get the mana back, get some fresh buffs. So you can see I really don't use tensors a lot. Like I said in the last video, it does slow down the cooldown time. It does give extra hit points, which is awesome, but it's just not needed with the way that I got things set up. I will be using it for raid boss tanking. When I'm doing that, I'm not going to be casting tentacles and stuff. So here we are, Shrine before the end fight. I do want to mention that if you are running this on a caster, a traditional caster, and mana is going to be an issue, you can save this shrine and come up to it in the middle of the end fight. Even if you're soloing, you can, if you're quick about it, you can run her around down here and then quickly run out there and use that shrine before she can get to you. Sometimes these Abishai don't want to come down, and your chain shape is great for that. You can just aim up at them and it'll bounce around between them. Well, that's it and that's all. That's as far as I'm going to take her, because now I'm going to call in my guildies to help me loot, hopefully, a better mythic shield. But she is, for all intents and purposes, dead. See if we can get over to this shrine. I mean, to this throne. This is a nice place to just hang out until your guildies get here to help you loot. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. And if you have questions about the build I'm doing, you can respond in the Warlock forum. And if you happen to be on Sarlona, you are welcome to send me a tell.